This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Monday, July 20th, 2026. I'm Alex Brown. Florida-based Redwire Corporation cut the ribbon today on its 30,000 square foot space, research, and manufacturing facility at the Nova Park Innovation and Technology Campus in Floyd County. Senior Vice President Rich Bowling says the facility has brought new energy to the space and defense tech company.
Just the types of work that we're able to take on now, too, is a little bit different. Our labs are bigger. We have a much larger dedicated life sciences laboratory. Now having much larger dedicated labs is just really taking us into that next gear.
The facility features a payload operations control center, which allows Redwire employees to talk live and work with astronauts on the International Space Station. Dan Malarek, who has spent most of his entire career with Swiss healthcare giant Roche Group or an affiliate, will become president and CEO of Indianapolis-based Roche Diagnostics North America on August 1st. Malarek currently serves as CEO of Foundation Medicine, Inc., an independent affiliate of the Roche Group that is based in Boston and helps develop therapies for cancer and other diseases. He will succeed Brad Moore, who plans to retire at the end of July after nearly 10 years with Roche, including more than 3 years as president and CEO. Trine University has selected Andy Rang to serve as its new athletic director after 4 months of serving in the role on an interim basis. Rang will also continue to serve as head women's basketball coach, a role he has held since 2018. He succeeds Matt Land, who was named vice president for advancement at Trine earlier this year. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
West Central Indiana is essential to Indiana's future. Join IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the state of Indiana to explore regional growth Thursday, August 13th in Terre Haute for Innovate West Central Indiana, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. Featuring Governor Mike Braun and business and community leaders, join us at the Indiana State University Holman Center Thursday, August 13th in Terre Haute. RSVP now at ibj.com/innovate.
A record number of Indiana school districts are asking voters to increase property taxes for various expenses this fall as reforms passed by state lawmakers last year take effect. IIB's Enyola Lunge has more.
At least 38 districts are requesting to place a referendum question on the ballot in November for one of 3 reasons allowed by state law: to pay for operating expenses, capital needs, or security projects. The majority of districts are requesting an operating referendum, which covers everyday expenses such as transportation and curriculum. The surge in ballot questions seeking property tax increases reflects the rise in financial pressure on school districts due to recent changes in state law. Last year, lawmakers changed state law so that districts may only place referendum questions on the ballot during general elections, which fall in November of even-numbered years. Plus, lawmakers passed a sweeping property tax relief bill that by one estimate would cost school districts millions of dollars in lost revenue. Half of the 38 districts are requesting to renew their operating referendums, even though their existing voter-approved tax increases do not expire this year. 5 others are seeking an operating referendum for the first time, according to an analysis of historical referendums from the Indiana University Center for Evaluation and Education Policy. Many districts cite the recent property tax reform legislation as a major factor in asking voters for more funding. A final list of all ballot questions won't be available until at least August 1st. Enyola Lunge, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Valparaiso University's athletics department has generated an average annual economic impact of more than $80 million over the past 4 years, according to a new comprehensive valuation study. The study, conducted in conjunction with Atlanta-based Collegiate Consulting, evaluated the economic impact on a variety of factors, including media exposure, brand visibility, and event visitor data. The 4-year period created a total economic impact of $320.1 million, according to the study, which Director of Athletics and Campus Recreation Laurel Hosmer said was done to quantify the impact that the university's presence as an NCAA Division I athletic department creates for the university, city, region, and state. Indiana Office of Energy Development Executive Director John Ford says the state's newly launched Indiana Advanced Nuclear Ready Communities program is the result of numerous communities wanting to be the first in Indiana to support nuclear energy projects. But he says the key will be those communities taking an active role.
I think a key factor is they have to self-identify, right? This isn't a top-down. They have to say, we're interested. We want to have community conversations.
The program is designed to help communities embrace nuclear power and ensure they have the workforce capacity and infrastructure for such projects to be successful. Lucas Oil Stadium General Manager Eric Newberger is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now on the IBJ Media app or your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio On Demand.